yeah, baby.
That's right.
It's crazy up in here. How y'all doing?
Awesome.
Oh, well. Oh, my gosh. So today we're talking about freedom. Is it worth it? Or how about this? What would it be like to make it worth it? Like, what would your day be like? What would your year be like? What would your life be like? What kind of car would you be driving? What would your main house look like? What would your second house look like? What would your third house look like? How would it be set up? What kind of kitchen would you set up? What would the refrigerator, what would it look like inside the refrigerator? How many of y'all right now, you know for a fact that your situation as it is, you'd like to have some improvements? How many people agree with that one right there? Okay, so good. We're talking to the right kind of people. What are you thinking about that you would like to have that you don't have that's a probably good idea that you should have it? I mean, in other words, I don't want you thinking about anything to hurt yourself. I want something to make your life better. Like, what are y'all thinking about? Get a mic out there, and for you out there in America, out there in Baltimore, or out there in Boston, shoot me a text, or shoot me an email, and I'll try to read it, maybe. But you out there, I want to hear, what would you have differently? We need to think about that. Now see, there are groups, there are leaders, there are people in the world that say, don't think about that. And I'm not saying these are bad people, they're just different than me. I say I want people to get rich and travel the world with me that are like me. So the people that are saying, don't think about that, I don't want them to go with us. Does that make sense? I'm not against them, but I'm not for them. I am absent of them. I ain't studying them. Is what we said down in one little country place I used to live. I ain't studying them. I ain't studying people. So I'm looking for people to like me. So like me would be people that look at their current situation and they think, there are things in my life that I'd like to have that I don't have, and I'd like to have them, and they are better. It will make my life better. So Mark Marcellus in the house today. And what's your name? Marie. Yes. Marie is in the audience. So, Mark, give me something that you would like to have different. I think, how many of y'all like right now going like, I want to tell them, I want to say this stuff that I want different, because that's the way I am. I'm trying not to say, and I'm thinking about all the things I want, and I need to do some internet. I need to get some work on it. My mind's just going to things that I need that will make my life. I want to tell you, but I'm going to hold off until you tell me, Mark. What are you thinking?
Well, something that comes to mind is a second home on a Caribbean island.
Okay. All right. A second home on a Caribbean island. Do you have any particular Caribbean island? Are you keeping that a secret, or you haven't decided? Where is that in the program?
I haven't decided yet, but just the vision of that, and the ocean breeze coming over, the home that's absolutely immaculate and updated, and just a place for me to just kind of get away and take my family to.
I'm with you. I hear you. Okay. That's all I can do not to just blurt out mine, especially since I got the mic right here strapped to me. You don't have the mic, so I understand why you're not speaking up, but it's hard. Okay, Marie, what would you have? What needs to be different?
I gotta say this first. I have to say hi to my boyfriend Rudy.
Come here, so we can get you on the main camera. Turn right here, Rudy. Look at here. What do you think this is? The dadgum Barney and Rubble show, or whatever thing? What's the one where the little kids used to come on the show? Never mind, y'all are young people. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. What was that show? Huh? Barney and Friends? No, I'm talking the older show with the guy with the white hair, and they got all the kids on there. Captain Kangaroo. That's what I'm talking about right this. What do you think this is? Captain Kangaroo? Okay. All right, so what do we have? What do we want?
Okay, I'm from Haiti. So my whole thing is, he kind of stole it from me a little bit. Going back to the Caribbean islands, having my nice house. And can I say this as a woman? I want my bidet in my bathroom. That's my thing. My big closet. I want to fix it the
You
way
can't say that.
I said it. You asked me, so I told you.
What else?
What else? Big closet. A lot of clothes. A lot of shoes.
Yes.
Stilettos.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. A lot of stilettos. A lot of shoes. Accessories. Right?
Yes.
Accessories.
Jewelry. Yes.
Like, if you see people that have a pocketbook and their belt doesn't match, you know what I'm talking about? The leather, be like your shoes be brown, your belt's tan. You ever see that? Now, are you embarrassed for them?
Of course I am.
I feel bad for them.
You can't tell them anything.
You can't say nothing to them. Then you're considered socially unacceptable that you tell them. Sometimes I think in America, if a train was getting run over somebody, rather than offend them, you would let them get splattered. I think that's what I think America is sometimes. You ever feel like that? You know, it's like, we don't want to say nothing to save their life. Let them get killed, then we don't have to explain anything. Well, I was just standing there and I saw him. I didn't want to mind my own business, and the train run right over him. Right? You feel like that? Who hired you, Marie?
I'm under Mark Marcellus.
You're on Mark Marcellus's team.
Actually, David, if I can ever say the last name. Ramrod.
Is that David Ramrod?
Yes.
Come on up here, David. You in the house, bro. I didn't know you were here, bro. Good to see you, buddy. Stand right here, man. How you say your last name? Get up my cup high.
David Ramnarine.
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 There we go.
Ramnarine. I was practicing the other day. It's not the first time I was. What needs to change? Something different. Something you need extra. What would it be?
No. Well, Andy, I'm a very selfless person. I live my dreams through my kids.
I can tell those clothes you're wearing.
You should see theirs.
Was it awesome?
Yeah. Awesome.
Okay.
You know, I'm living for their dreams right now.
Okay.
So,
All right. How old are they?
13 and 14.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So college
What's
funds
not
and-
happening that needs to be happening? Does there need to be a bank account that already has a college fund?
Yes. They are too smart not to go to the greatest schools.
Well, you know, if they're that smart, they get scholarships. That's
Yeah.
what.
but still.
Bad Albright. Bad Albright. I'm just saying.
I think we just got the Albright scholarship. Thank you for having me.
Okay. Okay. So the kids need a college fund.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
On top of that,
Let me ask you something. Do y'all have a Sub-Zero? I mean, okay, go ahead. I'm just having a hard time concentrating on what y'all want and not what I want. I'll just be honest with you. Is anybody else struggling with that? I'm just like, God. All right, so college fund
yeah,
is what you want for the kids.
for the kids.
You want them to go to a public school, so you need to save up about $28,000, or is a private school? It's going to be like $250.
About $250.
I have a friend who his daughter just got accepted. She didn't get a scholarship, and it's $50,000 is the tuition to go there. And when she graduates, her job, they expect her to be making about $35,000 a year when she graduates, with that $250,000 of expenses that they've laid out. Now, he knows another person. I'm talking about you. He knows another person that has got that same degree, and she's tops in the country in this field, and she makes $125,000. So he feels like his daughter could get that job. He hopes so. But if she has to come up with the $50,000, first of all, it ain't gonna happen. The daughter. But if he pays for it, now, if he has to borrow money to put the $50,000, see the complicatedness gets involved there.
Right.
How you want to work it? You want to have it where all the money's just sitting there?
In the event she needs it and he needs it, yes,
You would just be able to write a check.
be able to do it.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, I gotta take care of my mom.
Great. And what does she need?
She's suffering with breast cancer right now.
Oh God.
So
So she needs
everything.
everything.
Yeah.
She needs assistance. She needs care. She needs a good car. She needs transportation.
She just needs less stress in her life.
She needs less stress.
Yep.
All right. So, mother with cancer, with breast cancer, kids need college education. What else?
That's quite of a bit right now, and
Well, that'll get you started.
gotta get.
That ought to get $250 a week right there. You know what I'm talking about? You ought to. You know what? People, are you licensed yet, Marie?
I am.
Okay. Anything, see, one has this mentality, one has that mentality, and your mentality was different than their mentality. You talk about stand up here, Mark. You talk about three different worlds. A house in the Caribbean, some Caribbean island they ain't figured out yet, stilettos, and all your leather matching, right?
Don't forget the bidet.
Do you know my audience? Do you know half of my people out here listening don't know what you're talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? You understand that they don't know what I'm talking about?
Google it. They can Google it.
Don't tell them to Google it. And then mama cancer, kids college education. That's just like three different. Who's got something way different than that? I got something way different than that. But how about you? Are you Terry?
I'm Terry.
Come on up here, Terry. Y'all clap for Terry, make him feel wanted. I ought to take it from you, but I'm taking Terry. Terry, what needs to be different?
Enough passive income to cover my lifestyle.
Enough passive income to cover my lifestyle.
Yes.
Do you want it to cover the current lifestyle or the lifestyle that you want it to be?
The lifestyle that I want it to be.
Tell me about that lifestyle. How's that going to work out?
Being able to travel the world, being able to give my wife her dream home, being able to give my kids the best education that money can buy, being able to care for my family, give to charity, and build schools across the world.
That's a lot. Y'all know, I got to tell you, I've listened to 4 people. I got to tell you now, I need a juicer. You know what I'm talking about? That's what I was thinking. And y'all come up, I mean, I thought y'all was going to say stuff you need. And I'm like, I need one of them juicer things where you go, and the juice comes out, you know what I mean, where you have nice, healthy food.
Right.
You know. Or you could do limes and then you could put some. Do you know what I mean? Tequila in there, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And then, because you get them, I got this thing, you got to cut it in half, which I don't like. Then you got to take half of it and put it in this thing, and it's just like that much juice. It's like, So then you got another half.
Yeah.
You with me? Has anybody ever thought like that? Like, oh my God, this is stupid. So I'm thinking, oh my God, this is stupid. So then I'm over in this place called Cataclone, which is an island. Well, it's not even an island, but you think it's an island because you come up to it with a boat, and you've been coming up to islands in a boat, but actually it's part of the mainland. But it's where Olympia is. And we were walking around in these ruins where they've dug up where the old Olympics, and we said, we need something to drink because we got hot walking around looking at all these rocks. And and I was like, my daughter wanted a fresh squeezed orange juice, and she put that orange, she went, Rrr. I was like, that is what I need at my house. You know what I'm talking about? So I made a note to myself, get automatic juicer when you get home. This is dumb the way you're doing it. Anybody relate to that? Just stuff like that you need to be in your house. Like when you talk about shoes, I got insane amount of shoes. I want a closet big enough that I can see every pair of shoes.
Like a store.
Like a store. Whoa. A closet like a store. That's what I'm talking about right there. I know it's a little silly, you know, but see, here's what I'm telling you. Whatever gets you going don't have to be what gets him going. You with me? Now, here's one thing I have noticed. As each of these people have talked, there is a universal, multitask thing, situation, object that will solve these problems. Okay, now, have you ever seen them utility screwdriver things where it's got everything, so you can fold this to get a fork, knife, scissors, Q-tip, anything, you know what I mean? It's just like toothpick, like a Swiss Army knife. Right, well, here's what I know. This stuff right here
Oh, there
can
it
be
is.
traded for any of these things y'all are talking about.
Right.
Does that make sense?
That's right.
And this, having these, is the opposite of being busted and broke.
You're right.
Does that make sense?
Oh, you're right.
So today, on the TWC, I would like to declare war
War.
on poverty.
I like it.
Y'all, does that
I like
make
it.
sense?
Oh, yeah.
Y'all hear what I'm telling you?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not talking about a desire. I'm not talking about a little inclination to have money. I'm talking about a declaration of war against your and my poverty. Does that make sense? So what we got to do is we got to mobilize. We can't have everybody chair-izing, you with me? Or couch-izing. We need a mobilizing. Does that make sense? We need to get them going. We need to get control of our calendar and taking over this whole dadgum situation.
Let's do it.
Right now, I'm looking for 33 people that are capable of finding 10 people that can get 6 people. You follow the math on it? I need for you, if you want to be one of the 3, I need you capable of getting 10 people that can get 6. Now you don't have. Now if you say I got one to get 33, I got one that can get 10 just like me. Well, that would be overshooting the expectation. If you can just get somebody that can just get 6, if you can just get 10 that can 6, and then each one of these people that we got, I want to sell 5 applications a week, and find. Well, obviously you got to find somebody else that can do it too.
Exactly.
Does that make sense? You can't. It can't be like I got a guy and then he got a guy and then he got a guy and he get a guy. I said, well, that ain't the same thing as you getting a guy. You getting a guy is like when. Okay, I'll make sure we're real clear on this. All right. So, what I'm looking for is that you get 10, and each one of these that you get are capable of getting 6. Does that make sense? Like each one of these. And each one of these sell 5 apps a week. That'd be 10,000 applications a week with just 33 people that can get 10 that can get 6. The question is, who's my 33? Now, I went through about a 4.5-year process of changing the culture of this company. Okay? And it was tough because I had people that said, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make me money, and then I'm going to find 3 or 4 people that only want to make themselves money. So what you got is, you got a bunch of jerks put together who only think about themselves. You with me?
Right.
And don't get me wrong, if I had these people in my group and he's writing 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, 30,000, they're a profitable group, but they're not like me. You with me? They're not thinking that your wants are your wants and your wants are your wants. They're saying net, net, net. It's cold talk. It's pure money talk. It's not people talk. You hear what I'm saying? It's a big deal. It's a big deal. What I'm looking for is warm talk. What I'm looking for, number one thing that you can, when you, I don't know if you know this, but if you read about people that are dying or in their last days, here's what they say: relationships. That's what they come back to every time. Every time one of my dad's passed away, and when he died, he was talking about important people in his life, not his watch. You with me? Not his shotgun. You with me? Now I got a couple leather bags that I say my children are going to fight over when I die. Okay? But that's the advertisement where I paid insane amounts of money for a leather bag that they're going to fight over it when I die. They might not. You with me? But here's what I know. It's my children that I'm going to want around me and I'm talking to. Right. And it's Adam Katz and Chris Long and Stephen Davies that I'm going to be thinking about the fun times we had. It's my wife and the fun times we've had traveling around the world. Okay? So, are you like me? Do you agree? Because see, some people have had to make that decision. And some people have went back to truck driving and they go like, no. You know, one of them went back driving a bus, like a little high school bus. And you say, well, he can make so much money here. I don't know what, I can't make I can't tell you how other people think. I can only tell you how people think that are like me. Does that make sense?
Right.
Because if they don't think like me, I don't know how they think. But if they think like me, I know how they think.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm looking for you to find 10. Now, this is a guide. You can find 12, or you could fall short and find 3. But the goal is to find them. Now watch this. If we're going to go to war, and you're picking your team, do you want people that are 100% committed to winning the war, or people that are 40% committed, and if they don't win, they're still proud of what they could have done if they win? You hear what I'm telling you?
Yeah.
I've had people do that. I go like, all right, based on the alliance, based on what I've had them on this show, and this was part of the process. People say, why aren't you doing that again? Because I already did that. Now I'm to the process part where I tell them what I want. I went through the process, going around the country, getting them on a show, and I'd say, Marie, based on your skill and your talent level, and we've seen the production, we've seen the number of phone calls, we've seen your devotion, where would you rank yourself? 100% all-out effort? Or would it be 20%, 10%, 70%? I'll let people do it. And I had people do this. They'd be like, you've seen about 40% of what I'm capable of. And I don't know what they were thinking. Here's what I need them to think. We need people that are all out, 100% committed to win the war on our property.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
It.
You see how much harder it's going to be if we have people on our team that are proud of knocking out 40%.
Because the most you're going to get is 40%.
And 40% of anything, bro, is not the whole thing.
Right.
Like if we go to war and we're going out here marching around and we're getting attacked, and you're like over there eating a Snickers bar, you know what I mean, and the mouth slapping, you canteen, ting, 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 you know, like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll be like, you know what I mean? I'll be like, you know, I want to, because, I mean, like, we're getting ready to get killed.
Right.
But if you're 100% committed, you're like, right? So it's the team that we're putting together that's the big deal. We're looking for a team that's committed to making this stuff come true, Pablo. Now, the crazy thing is, we're okay having some that are 35 and 40%. We just can't afford to take time of taking them out on the missions. We leave them back. Now listen to this. Women, be warriors. But here's a way of saying it. Just a way of saying it. The ones that aren't, we can leave them to take care of the women and the children. Some of us got to go out and win the war.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And you say, well, the ones that stay back with the women and children, they are going to get to keep the enemy away. Okay, I understand. It's not fair that they get to stay back and we got to go out. But you understand, it doesn't help me to stay back with them if nobody goes out and solves a problem.
That's it.
In other words, it might not be fair, but I don't care. Does that make sense? In other words, if my dream's like this, my dream's like, okay, the part where I'm mad about him not doing anything and getting to enjoy the fact that we live in a free country, I'm not mad about him not having to do it and living in a free country as mad as I would be having to learn a different language and starting to like different sauces and stuff that I just don't like.
Right.
That some of these countries do.
Right.
I don't know where they think that. I don't know what their taste buds are made of. But if they bring them over here and try to impose that junk on us,
Oh, that's going to be a bad thing.
now you think, I'm going to tell you something. You think not having a bidet is bad? You should some of these countries and see where they did bathroom setups. I'm talking about no doors. I ain't for that. You like that?
No.
I don't like that. I'd be like, no. So I'm saying that we keep it free and we get free, financially free, and the people that don't come with us, I know. I'm mad at them too, but I'm not mad enough to not go get the job done.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
Perfect.
So what we got to do, we've got to start finding out who these people are, that we got to start calling them out. Not calling out the wusses. Mm-hmm. You with me? I'm not mad at them. I am, but I'm not. I got to quit talking about them.
Right.
It's getting my blood pressure going up right now just thinking about them.
I'll change channels.
What I need to be thinking about is the prize. What I need to be thinking about is where I'm going, not them sitting back. And what I got to do is, if all these center backers, I got to call out the ones that want to come with us, and I got to say, let's go.
Let's go.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Then I got to give the marching orders, like what we're going to do when we get out here to do the deal. Okay? So, freedom. Having the money to tell your mother, to say to your mom, what do you want? What do you need? And then you sitting back and you go, you know what she could really use? And whatever that is, get it.
Absolutely.
And telling your children, the money's in the bank. And here's what I'm going to tell you. I promise y'all, I don't have a juicer, and I need a juicer. But there's a list of things. The other thing that I made a decision about, I've been flying around in a Citation jet, and I like it, okay? I flew up to Canada on no other way to say it than a public airplane. Delta is the name of the group. And I didn't like it. No, it wasn't Delta. It was Air Canada. It's the same difference. They both the same. They just let anybody on. And I'm talking about take your belt off. I'm like, how about listen. How can I? That guy's got a turban on, and I got a belt on. I mean, don't get me wrong. He might save my life, but it made me nervous. You know what I'm talking about? This don't make me nervous. It matches my shoes, dadgummit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm going like, you with me? I don't mean, I know I'm offensive. I was thinking last night about this show, and I said, I guarantee you, I get to talk about freedom, somebody going to get offended. And I am sorry. I apologize. It just don't make no sense. And then once you've done it, once you start right, so I got to have a jet. Now, what if I had to let you get talking about that Baudet thing right there? You know what I'm talking about? And I say, well, this is the problem, and that's the problem. I don't want to hear all that. But you understand what I'm saying is when your mind starts thinking about how much you don't like it, but if you had this, you would like it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Kitchens. Having more, I need more places for spices, like a bigger rack in the kitchen. For cooking, you have to look through it, try to find stuff. Does anybody else hate that?
Yep.
I hate that. I want a rack of them just everywhere, like a store.
Like a store.
Yeah, whole house like a store. A long time ago, and so this may apply to some of y'all, did you ever wonder, why does somebody need a 10,000 square foot house? Mm-hmm. Well, let me tell y'all something. I don't think that no more. Now I know why you need a 10,000 square foot house. You need stuff where you can find it. Multiple, my wife, I don't know how she didn't say something, but I got stuff stacked up on this little table. I mean, it's stacked that high. It's stuff. It's 4 or 5 pistols. I got postcards stacked up. I've got, I don't know what all is over there. Magazines, Rob Report, NC State. It's stacked up. I saw her look at it, and I was thinking, don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. No, I mean, I knew I wasn't going to say nothing. I was just hoping she wasn't going to say nothing. Don't raise your hand if you got that problem. But what I'm saying is I need a 10,000 square foot house where I could spread stuff out and not throw it away. Because I know that's what she wants me to do. She wants me to clean it up. And what I want to do is disperse it into different locations where she don't see it. Because I don't want to throw none of it away. Can y'all relate to this? You understand what I'm saying? That's why I need a 10,000 square foot house. How committed are you to getting what it is that you want?
We're going to war.
We're going to war.
We're going to.
You're in.
I am in.
You're in.
I am in.
Okay, let me give him the mic so you can tell him. Say it again. Tell me.
I am in.
Okay. So here's what we're doing. This is different. At this phase of the game, we're calling people out. Not like, you're a bum, you're not going to do it, you're staying back with the women. Okay? It's more like, I need you, Marie, to join the team. Okay? Now, I want to tell you something. Sarah Katz is in the house. Back in the day, when your daddy was living in a location that had people living above him, people living below him, people living on each side, you with me? I don't know why they call them apartments with everybody together. They ain't no apart to it. They are all together. They should call them togetherment. Okay? It's nasty. You just smell stuff when you come to that place. Because there's just so many people, humans. You get so many of them together, you can't help it. You're going to have a body smell, right? Like on a plane, a public plane especially. Woo! Did y'all ever think somebody was sitting right here, right before I sat down, that I don't know, and there's no way they wipe down every seat? I know Davies. I know Stephen Davies thinks that when he gets on a public jet. Man get on there with wiping stuff down as he gets in the chair. I know he knows. You with me? Okay, so what I'm going to tell you, Sarah, is this is the way it was when I worked at Irwin Mills and your daddy was a school teacher, and they were broke. Y'all didn't live on some 5,000 square foot house backed up to the water down in Wilmington. No, little bitty place. And this is the way I got out of it. This is how I got out of it. I was tougher on people that wanted to come with me. Yeah, I was. In other words, call it getting soft, but we got to a point where we had so much money, I didn't demand people show me what they made of. Have you ever had a coach say, show me what you're made out of?
No.
Okay, in a different, no, okay. No, I'm totally asking a question. You know when they said, show me, go hit somebody, go do something.
Yeah.
Show
prove
me.
yourself.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Say that, do the mic up.
To prove yourself.
Yeah. Did you have coaches do that?
In certain arenas, yeah.
Okay. Was that effective with you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. When a coach don't want to win, he's nice to all the kids the same. Did you ever have that situation?
No.
You never had one where the coaches were all the same?
No.
Your coaches, you always had great...
Well, my uncle was always my coach.
So you always had your uncle as your coach?
Yeah, did not let up at all.
Did not let it up
Did
at all?
not let up.
Did you ever, in that situation... Okay, did you have a situation where people said, I know you're better than that. Show them.
Corporate America.
Corporate America said that. Show me. Okay, this is I'm doing it with y'all to see if I'm getting the message across here, because I'm always not. What's my biggest fear about communication? Thinking that it happened. Okay, so my message is this: I had a coach named Barnhart. That's right, I'm saying his name. Sorry, son of a gun. Here's the deal. He didn't want to win. It wasn't your uncle. This joker would put in the bad players and take out the good so that the good players got playing time. I wanted to kill him. You understand? I'd tell my daddy, I said, Daddy, I'd say I'm taking him out. And he'd be like, you can't do that. I'd be like, then I'm quitting. And I'd start crying. He made me stay on a losing team. Has anybody experienced that, been on a losing team? And I hated that. You with your uncles, where they always called you out. Do you understand what I'm saying about corporate America now? Because some corporations call you out. Like this weekend, or the last couple of days, I was with this lady who worked with Jack Welch. and for like 14 years. She said, Jack would call you out. He expected you to do what you're supposed to do. They're known for having a deal where they take the bottom 10% and fire them all every year. Wow. So they hire all kinds of people and they fire the top and bottom. And if you were a bottom ranking score person, you knew it all year. He'd be like, you need to take your skills and talents and go somewhere where, as pitiful as you are, that you will be ranked in the higher percentage at that company. You see what I'm saying? That's tough. Well, he's wrote a whole book on it. So she's with them. So are you saying you were at corporate America where they did that, where they called out and they asked you to perform?
Yes, of course. It's competition. Loss mitigation, I was in mortgages, so they had to make sure production goes, and you have to produce, basically. Okay.
Have you been a part of teams where they didn't call you out and everybody got a trophy? Everybody got playing time? Never?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Then you're not going to have a problem with this. Okay? But people that like that sort of thing where everybody gets a trophy, they're not going to like this. Because what's going to happen is we're going to have competition that we take a certain amount of people to the Greek Isles, and other people have to stay back. We're going to have a competition where people go to Banff and Lake Louise and other people stay back. And we're going to have another competition this week where people stay back. What I'm saying is we've got to find ways to identify the people that are going to go out on mission. You hear me? And you got to find ways to say, I'm one of the ones that are going to go out on mission. You tracking on this?
Absolutely.
So I was just talking to Chadwick Ray, and he was saying, me and Jay Turner have put in 25 people. He was telling me how many people he put in width. Y'all understand width, right? Okay. So he had went and hired this guy, 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 and this guy named Jay Turner, JT, Mount Fuji man, he has went out and hired all these people. And I said, okay, fantastic. If he took his top 3 and you took your top 3, who would win the battle? Because he's like, I hired 24, but JT was fired up because he got 27. And I was like, who really cares how many warm bodies you got? I want to know how many warriors you found. Okay? So I was like, I know I got Brandon in the past week in class. I know I got this lady named Kim in class who her daughter is bad to the bone. Okay? And I know I got this girl named Ebony. And I was going, I'll take those 3 and I will look 6 months from now to your 25. Because if my man is working with all 25, ain't nobody going to win. Y'all hear what I'm telling you? You got to find the ones that you're betting on and then bet on them. What the Alliance is doing right now in corporate headquarters, what we're doing across America, I'm on a jet, I got another jet Monday, and Monday morning, by the way, my son's going with me. Talk about your children. See, one of the things I want to do, my son, and just think about this with your children. I want to be the example that they can't deny. You with me? It's one thing to write a check, and I want to be able to write the check. I just want to be the example that they can't deny.
Absolutely.
Like if you fail in America, if you're poverty-stricken, if you're pitiful, and your kids say to you, I want to get rich in America. Let me tell you something. You are not their hero if you failed miserably over and over again. If they want that. Now, if your kid don't want that, then that's fine. But if they do want to make an impact, what if your kid says, I want to make an impact in this country. I want to change lives. And then he looks to you and nobody's following you, nobody hates you, and nobody loves you. Are you the person that his hero if you didn't create an impact? You see what I'm saying? This is crazier thinking. This is bigger thinking. This is different thinking for a lot of people. All right. So my question to Chad was, which ones of these people are thinking like us? That they're willing to go to war and they don't want to see. I know Chad's a warrior and I know JT's a warrior. They've got to find 10. He's got to find 10 each and he's got to find 10 each. Now Chad's already found 1, but he can find other 9. You with me?
Yeah.
Now here's the crazy thing. When I'm saying this, Chad, other than JT, Chad has some people that have been here a while. And let me tell you something. A couple of them boys are ready to jump through the screen right now. You know why? Do you know why these right here are trying to come through the screen and I'm doing all this talking right here? Can you guess? Now, do you know why they be coming through? Now, come up here for a minute. I'll talk to you a minute. All right? Grab a mic here, now.
Sure.
Do you know why some of these guys are coming through the screen? Can you guess?
Because they're getting passed.
Because they're getting passed. I don't know if they're getting passed, but he says maybe because they're getting passed. Okay. Here's the thing. This is tough decisions. Because, listen, let me tell you something. There's other awesome people on Chadwick's team. Okay? What we have to do, Michelle, is decide who's the best. You with me? Because I'm going to tell you what. This guy right here, Lauren, he's like, what? Why is not my name right there? And I'm going, I think it should be right there. See how it gets tough going right here? Because I've been insulted Lauren. I don't want to insult Lauren. Okay? You see what I'm saying? Because I think he belongs there. It's such a tough call to decide who's going to war. Okay? Now, here's the thing. There's other people that Chadwick has out here that think they're going to be better than him. As a matter of fact, one of these 25 could be watching and he could be saying, I've got more heart, I've got more drive than JT, Chadwick, Lauren, or any of the other ones. That's who I'm looking for. And how do we judge these people? Now, they say, remember America? They'd rather you let somebody get run over a train than to point out to them. You know, don't want to offend them. Don't want to, what do you call it? Offend their religion. Don't want to hurt them. Don't want to physically touch. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Whereas if it was my son, I would take off running and I would just, bam, just take him out. Risk breaking his arm, risk breaking my face, scraping my knee up just to get him out from that train. That's because I care about my son. Yes. But what America's trying to tell you is, don't care about him, don't care about him, don't care about her, let them die. But to be politically correct, let them get taken out. And I'm saying I can't let them get taken out if they're my children. Now let me tell you this. I can't let JT get taken out. I'm going to have to hit him. You with me? Now all these people and these people over here, I got to decide if I'm just going to let them get hit or not. So now I got to describe it. Like the train's coming. Get out of the way. So here's what I'm saying to them, Mark. Mark, I'm telling them, here's how you keep from getting run over. What you need to do is, you need to sell, you need to recruit, you need to teach this person to sell, and you need to build, which is teach them to recruit and teach this person to sell. And right there, team builder is getting it started. And if you, of all the 300 million people in the world, how is it possible that you can't be nice enough to people that you go team builder? Does that make sense?
That's right.
So in other words, my judgmental strategy is not based on your age, not based on your color, not based on your college degree, not based on who your mama is, not based on who your daddy is, but based on the by God results. So I got to start saying, now listen, before the results, what is it? Before the results, there is action. Okay? So before these results, so when Chadwick is looking at these guys, like I had this girl, she says, you know I got drive, you know I got ambition. And I went, I know you're 6% complete in the class. I hired her, but I mentioned Ebony and I mentioned Brandon and I mentioned Kim. But I didn't mention this girl who told me she's got drive. She said, people love me, I'm pretty, and I got personality, and I got drive. I said, you got 6%. I didn't say the other word, but I was thinking it. You know, you follow what I'm saying? I ain't got time for that. I need 100%. I need 100% action. And so what I do is I start laying out, here's what we're looking for. Okay? Now, to be clear, this is no good if all I'm saying is, hey, you go get another brick, we're going to build me a house. That's a different deal. This is a deal we're going, what do you want? I'm going to help you get what you want. So when you start looking at all the people out there, you need to find out what they want, if they're like you, and then we need to explain to them or call them out on what they're supposed to do. Y'all tracking on this? Yeah. This is some simple stuff. Greg, this is some simple stuff. But the simple stuff, the clarity makes it tough. Let me give you an example. Let's say you go up to somebody and say like this. You look at them and you go like, come here, bud. Your breath stinks. It's like a mouse has died in there. And every time you talk to me, I want to puke. You see what I'm saying? Right. Let me ask you this. How many of y'all, there are people that you probably need to have that conversation? I ain't saying you should, it's politically correct, but you need to have that conversation. Raise your hand up. Yep. God almighty, get you a tic-tac or something. But you see how the simplicity of it makes people nervous. Now let me show you, here's what America wants you to do. People need to observe personal hygiene, and really that's a good thing that'll make society better. And I don't know y'all, but I don't know what the hell that means. Because it's too complicated to understand. Einstein said most people can't simplify stuff good enough to let it usable. Okay? Now, here's the funny thing. If you took what I said and typed it out, you can't even read what I'm saying. It don't make no English sense. But you hear me, you know what I mean. This is what I need. I need for people to know what you mean. I read sometimes books and I can understand them and I don't know what they mean. I listen to people. I love foresters. But I have an accusation when I talk to them. They don't speak English. I tell them that. I go, y'all don't know what you're talking about. And there's several of them up there. And I love them. And I told the CEO, I was like, he don't speak English. He speaks Canadian. Okay? And I just, sometimes he says, well, I see what you're saying, Andy. And we've got, there's rules and obligations and there's theories. And we all work within that framework. That's the kind of words I use. Okay, framework, rules, obligations. And I'm going like, if you come up to me, I'll be like, no. You understand the difference between rules, obligations. One of them bears the chance that you can't argue with a guy that says rules, obligations, and framework that we have to deal with. I need an answer that I can argue with. If he'd say no, I'll be like, that's bull crap. That's bull crap. But if he talks to me about all, you see what I'm saying, that I can win an argument. I can't win an argument with a guy that's talking about rules, obligations, framework. Right. You follow what I'm saying? Right. So what we need to do is keep our stuff simple so that if somebody wants to argue with us, they can. See the huge difference of this. Now, the other thing is, if they want to stand out and join us, we know who's doing it.
Yeah. That's right.
Okay, it is right. You're right, that's right. Okay. It's called an activity book. It's called doing what you're supposed to do. All right, now, we getting ready to go to war. We start calling people out, saying this is what we're going to do. We don't go back and shoot the ones that are staying with women and children, okay? What we do is we go to war. Some of them will get to be feeling guilty. They'll be like, this ain't right. I'm going with them. Good. We're going to lose some people out here in war, and we might need some backups. We might drop our standard a little bit and let them come out there. You see what I'm saying? So we can't shoot them all because we might need them. And we might trick them sometime and bring them out here and use them as a decoy.
That's right.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But we know who's on the real Army team. We know which ones are because it's real simple. And what is simple, Andy? It's simple by, look at this chart over here. Let's go right over there. Watch this chart over here. See how this moves up right here? What I'm going to do is I'm going to start giving away rings to agency managers. And it's going to get nicer rings. When it turns VP, we're going to change the stones. And then when it moves up to board member, we're going to change everything about it. The size, design. This is a board member ring. We don't have an agency manager ring yet, but they ordered and they're coming in. So qualified agency managers is the leadership going to start wearing rings. We're going to identify them. Does that make sense? We're going to put something on them. Now, the other thing we're going to do is we need to start saying who's team builders, who's team leaders, and who's key leaders. Now, the good thing about key leaders, who's the key people as we go to war? Key leaders. It's people say, when you made up those names and you set it up, did you do that on purpose? Yeah, because they're going to be key. All right, so a key leader, all they need is a BP. Right, a BP is just a person that has two. All they need is a BD, which is a person that just has one, and then two IBAs. Now I'm going to tell you what, with 300 million people, how many people can't do that?
Right.
I mean, come on. And this person don't have to be writing 10 grand. Now I think they got to combine for how much? Look over here and see this.
25,000.
25,000.
No.
20,000. 25,000. 25,000.
25,000.
25,000. So combined. So if he was doing 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, that would be 40,000. All right. So if this is you and you looking for him, see, all you need to be one of my 33 is to get 10 of them.
Yep.
10 key leaders. You say, do you want me to hire 10 people that become a key leader or above?
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Simple.
Because you need to find 10 people that can sell $5,000 a week or 5 apps a week, and this person needs to find at least 5. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chances in a key leader to find 6 people that can do 5 apps a week. Does this make sense? So this person right here, TP, this person can hire as many people as he wants, but I promise you, by the time he gets to key leader, you've got the problem solved. Is this making sense to y'all? This is not complicated, nightmarish. This is not brain surgery. We're not splitting atoms. I don't even know what splitting atoms means, but it's not that. It sounds intricate. All right. So here we go. Just this week, one of my friends, one of my new people, all right, back over here, one of my new people that I hired in this group, one of my new people said, my goal is, and the goal was results oriented. Okay? I'm going to judge her on results, but not now. I'm going to judge her on action. So what I asked her to do, I said, if you don't mind, let's set an action goal before we set results goals. Now, we're going to judge her on results, but there ain't time for results. She says, I'm going to try to write $4,000 a week. I said, that's good. Would you pick the number of dials? Give me the number of dials you're going to make. And she came back with 150 to 250 a week. Okay? I said, pick a number. I suggest for you 200 minimum. Now let me tell you something. When you start talking about 168 hours in a week, how does a person make an excuse that their dream was not big enough, their desire was not big enough to make 200 dials?
Right.
You see how I've put them in a predicament?
Yep.
I've made it as clear as your breath stinks. That's what we got. This is what we got to do. Now, none of this means anything if I don't find out where people are, and none of it means anything if I'm demanding that they do it. I'm looking for people that'll do it by calling out people to do it. Does this make sense? Okay. All right. Marie, tell them who you are, where you come from. You mentioned Haiti, but who hired you and how you got in this business? Come over this way.
My name is Marie Lescouflair. I was hired by David Ramrod. I got it.
Ramnaran. Ramnaran.
I'm in
Ramnaran.
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 Okay.
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. So I live in Jacksonville.
You sound more like Jacksonville than Haiti, I'll be honest with you.
I've been here since I was 14.
Since you was 14?
Yes.
Okay. 4 or 5 years you've been here, huh? Okay, don't
yes,
say it. Don't say
yes.
it. All right, and do you have a family and stuff down there in Jacksonville?
I have a son.
Okay.
He's 10.
Okay.
Yeah, going on 25.
Okay.
Yes.
Does that mean he's very mature for his age?
Yes, yes. He's out there. He's my dad.
Okay.
He acts like it.
Is he in good health?
Yes, he is.
In good spirits?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And let's see, what kind of job type stuff have you been doing?
I'm trying to make sure I keep momentum in dialing.
Job, career stuff.
Oh, okay. I worked for Bank of America. I worked for Chase. I did Law Smith. I was a floater for Chase. Learned
You was a
anything.
what for Chase?
Floater, meaning I learned everything under the sun, and then I got downsized.
Okay.
So since then, I've been doing.
So give me some of the under the sun things that you did. Were you an accountant? Were you a cashier? Were you vice president? Were you human relations?
For Chase, I've done loss mitigation, which is mortgage. This is not origination, but the back end. So I call clients, making sure if they can't afford their house anymore, give them a modification to retain the property or short sale.
Okay. All right. Have we hired you, Michelle? Did you come to work here?
Yes, sir.
So are you working today?
Yes,
You're getting paid today, as far as you know?
Today.
Huh? As far as you know, we're going to get paid. I guess you know at the end of the week, right? I have known people to be interviewing, they thought that was working for us. Okay, so what are you going to be, hand her a mic, not yours. What are you going to be doing for us? What's your job?
As far as I know, recruiting.
As far as you know, best you can interpret, you're going to be a recruiter.
Yes, sir.
So you would be recruiting. Okay. All right, so this is the way this goes down. I was talking to Chadwick Ray, okay? He's hired, first of all, he started dialing resumes, and he started talking to friends, okay? Now, I recruit. Why? Because that's what I do, okay? I sell insurance because that's what I do, and I teach people to do the other thing. Those 3 things is what I do, which is the one thing that I do.
Okay.
Okay? The one thing I do is the alliance, and the one thing we do in the alliance is sell, recruit, and build. Can I get you Can I get you saying those words? That's what we do. We sell, recruit, and we build. The more people we get saying this, Mark, myself, and I know you're doing a great job of this. That's why your business is booming. Did you just go key leader? Did you just go qualified agency manager, or are you in between?
Oh no, I was agency manager last year. Jason and Olga just hit key leader.
Okay, so you just had go back with the mic here, Michelle. My bad. So you're an agency manager.
Right, I was an agency
Olga
manager.
And Jason just went key leader.
They're right now. They are recognized key leader and should be fully qualified by the end of June.
All right, now I'm going to tell you how to speed up your business. All right, this
All
is
right.
what Chadwick did. All these people, he got busy talking and recruiting. Then what he'd do, he'd look around the room and he'd see somebody sort of like Marie, and he'd start talking to her. Ask her the questions that I just asked her, and then, now watch this. You can't do this. I can't do this with every single person I've hired. I can't do this in a meeting that's 75 people. First of all, if you treat everybody the same, nobody feels like they're treating special. I want to treat everybody nice, Terry, but Chadwick went over to one of the guys, and he asked him some questions. And see, here's another thing. I'm on TWC. There's 10,000 people listening and watching. I might not ask you as much as if I'm standing beside you in the back of the room. You and me, I start asking you questions. The other thing is, you're semi-conscious that people are watching you. You with me? You with me? Like she said, Baudet, if it's just me and her talking, she might be like, I'm telling you one thing. You understand what I'm saying? And so I get around people and I see how they think. And if I don't like the way they think, I go like this. Well, it's nice meeting you. I'm going to tell you what. you're going to be a superstar. This thing's going to be awesome for you. You with me? But let's say, let me have the mic. So let's say I'm over here talking to Terry, and I'm the same thing, and I'm asking questions and telling him something, and I can tell that I got me one. Here's what Chadwick did, and this is what I want you to do. Find ones, what's your name, sir? Lee Bostic. Lee, find ones that you think got a shot, and say to them, be like this, Terry, I got a question for you. Do you want to be free?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Okay. Because see, here's what I'm doing, David. I'm calling him out. Like I saw you. I see you. Question is, what's inside of you? That's what I'm calling out. And if I do that with every person, now listen, I'm doing that right now with every person. But when I'm in a room and I start talking to individually people, I call out certain ones. And I start going up to them and going like, all right then, this is what we're going to do. And now here's what people think. They think, well, Andy, the 8 steps of success tells them what to do, and the Green Book tells them what to do. Why do we have to tell them what to do? Because we are chief reminder officers, chief pointer outer officers, chief occurring officers. Here's what I say to people. I go, did you get any referrals? I said, well, next time, would you do me a favor and get referrals? And here's what they say. Yeah, that's what I do. And then I want to say to them, did this never occur to you before? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you say, well, I don't understand. How many of y'all have had somebody remind you of something, especially a spouse, remind you of something and you go like, thank you for reminding me. How many of you have that happen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How many of you have went to church or listened to a Zig Ziglar CD and said, that reminds me of something? All the time. All the time. See, people like us are like us. And we need to be reminded. They need to be reminded. So I have people sit down at night owls and they talk to people about football games. They talk to people about problems in the Middle East, problems in the High East, and problems in the Low East. What are you talking about? Jerker says something to me. I went walking into Canada, and this guy, he's supposed to be a competitor. His company's about well, I can't really make a small enough symbol for how tiny his business is, right? But he says, what the heck did he say? Something about, oh, I said, we just got back from Greece. He said, yeah, well, I just don't think if Europeans think that they're pulling their weight. I was like, what? What? We ate some fish, drank some wine. It's pretty over there. You know what I mean? Like he was telling me, he started explaining to me about the economy in Europe. I don't care about no economy in Europe. I hope the whole place falls down. I don't even know. I don't know who they are. I'm sitting here trying not to be broke. I'm trying to get a juicer. I want a $3 million plane. I want my friend to have a bidet. I ain't got time to worry about the Greece economy. You say, well, Andy, you don't want to be an ignorant American. I already am an ignorant American. You understand what I'm saying? It's like people think about, I'm like, God, this guy, he's thinking about all these things, but ain't nobody he's coaching going to get rich. What they going to get to do is learn about the Greek economy and not how to get rich. I'm talking, so when you, at Night Owl, I don't need you talking about the Greek economy. I don't need you talking about the sports arena. I don't know about who drafted and get drafted. Do you with me? I need you to think about these people. This is what they need to do. Let's keep this daggone stuff simple. Right. So that these people can get free. Let's quit holding them down. Let's lift them up. Let's call them out. Okay, now, I tell you something. You say, all you want me to talk about is business, right? No, that's not what I said. I said, don't talk about the Greek. I don't care about it. There's a big difference. See, I'm asking her about a boy. She got a boy. How old's your boy?
He's 10.
He's 10. She's got a boy. He's 10. So we can talk about that some more. Okay. All right. This is big. I'm right where I want to be. Okay. We have meetings around the country. And I was thinking about this. You need to be in all access. All access is free at the lowest levels. It comes up to 70%, which is a team. Which one is that? That is a team builder. So the team builder, you start contributing money to these meetings. Okay? But it's free before. Now, there are AA meetings all around the country. Okay? In AA meetings, you need to say your name, and people need to get to know everybody in the meeting. And everybody needs to encourage people not to fall back into their bad ways. We need to encourage them to do the right path. You with me? Y'all know what these AA meetings are? Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about? Huh? Okay, in those meetings, we need to talk about there is a higher power. In those meetings, we got to believe that because people can't get to where they're going. Oh, that's right, all of us don't go to AA meetings. I have never been to a AA meeting, but I have seen them on movies, and I've heard friends talk about these meetings. Y'all know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Our meetings are called hotspots. Okay? Now, some people said, you want the hotspots to be like Andy Albright meetings, which is like AA meetings. That's right. And I go, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. Why do I want our hotspots to be like their meetings? Because they work. That's right. And I'm going to tell you what. If you can do what they have done in this world, imagine what we can do with leads.
Wow.
That's right.
You follow what I'm saying? Right. And right now, we have opened up a new one in Sierra Vista. We have opened up a new one in Tucson, Arizona. We opened up a new one in New Jersey. We're opening up new meetings around the country. Now, if somebody can tell me when we did Instant Thunder and I did a live TWC, I need the date of that. So y'all going to give me that eventually, right? Look it up. Yes, sir. And that's the day I did that TWC. And I talked about what it takes to start up another hotspot. Okay? And I'm not going to try to redo that part. We need more hotspots opened up around the country. This all ties in perfectly together. This is not a mishmash of information. This is how we're going to go to $1 billion, Rebecca. The way we're going to do it is when people come into these meetings, we're going to find out about their children, we're going to find out about their family, we're going to get to know them, and we're going to be friends. We're not going to make fun of them. We're not going to put them down. We're not going to put them down because they're too short. We're not going to cut them because they're too tall. We're not going to make sarcastic remarks about people.
There you go.
Wouldn't that be cool if you went to a meeting and you knew that they were going to be nice to you? How many of y'all would like that? How many of you have been in a church and you know dadgum well they make fun of people?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm talking about the deacons. I'm talking about the preacher. They will make fun of people. We can't make fun of each other. We got to be on the same team. Well.
Oh, Lord.
You're going to need to put that mic up there because you're saying some important things right now, Terry.
Well.
Yeah, that's white. Okay, so we need to have AA meetings. No, we need to have hot spots that are set up in the AA format. And the AA format says we need to be nice, we need to explain what action is, and we need to judge results. Okay, now, look at this. Judging results does not involve putting people down that don't do good. And selling one application in a week is phenomenal results. And not selling is okay, but we need action. And if you're not doing action, we can't judge them. We got to just be nice to them. Y'all see how this thing goes around in full circle? It's just be nice, but then do all this. But if all else fails, come back to be nice. All right? Now, here's what I'm hearing around the country. We're accomplishing this. I'm seeing 35 people. I've seen a meeting went from 2 to 4 to 11 people in just 4 weeks. One guy selling and not 11, they're not selling yet. They're going to be selling. They got to get their license first. They're not going to get their license if we make fun of them and be mean to them. If we're nice to them, they're going to like coming to our meeting and they're going to be more likely to get their license. If we get to know their children, they get to know our children, we get to know our families. It's a relationship, which is the ultimate goal, is to have great relationships that have last a lifetime. Yes, ma'am, it makes sense. Then why can't we get everybody to do it? The only reason I know that we can't get people to do it, why would you think, Marcus? What do you think is the reason we can't get people to do it? What keeps them from doing it?
Sometimes people just can't get out of their own way. They might have fears or insecurities.
How you spell occur?
You are, yeah.
It might be that hadn't occurred to them.
That could be.
Well, I just occurred it to a few people, didn't I?
They're now occurred.
You with me? What else you think? People can't get out of their own way. I don't know what that means yet. Does that mean? Okay, I hear what you're saying, but do you know what? When I said it hadn't occurred to them. Okay? So what's another thing that you might think why they're not doing it? James Hill, I want to hear what you got to say about this.
Well, it's related to that, but it could be belief level. Maybe they don't think that they can do it.
Ooh. Believe. They don't believe. They don't believe me. Because remember what we're talking about. Be nice. Take action. Judge results. All that spells be nice. Makes sense, don't it? So imagine this. Have you got cousins anywhere out in the United States of America?
Yes, I do.
Okay, plenty of cousins. What if you sent them to that meeting and you know that they're going to be nice to them? Ain't that a good program?
Yes.
Okay. They talk to them about action. They say, you need to hurry up and get your license. I'd like to help you get your license. Why? What reasons would people not do this? They don't believe it'll work? I don't know how much you have to believe. I don't know how much you have to believe to do this. I don't know. But I got it up there. What do you think now?
They don't want to.
They don't want to. Do not want to? Okay. W-A-N-T-T-O. Okay. So why would people not want to do this? We know it works. Why would people not want to do this? See, here's the thing. When I'm in Atlanta, this is what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to be trying to solve these problems as much as anything. What do you think, David? Why do you think people won't do it?
I think some people have, like, they see the results of the work they haven't done yet. So in other words, it's like, I can't do this because if I do it, this is what's going to happen.
You mean like if we win a national championship, then people are going to be watching us?
Yeah.
So they don't want to. That comes back to don't want to for some reason.
Right.
Fear of success. All right. Does anybody, I mentioned this in Columbus, Ohio, unless there's a lot bigger audience. Does anybody ever see people that have a big ego, but a little bitty, tiny bank account? Does that not annoy y'all? Like, why would you be arrogant and have a big ego with such a tiny bank account? And then people say, well, bank account don't mean everything. Do you really? I mean, seriously? Like, because we were talking about getting financial results, and you had a massive ego, but you ain't got mine. You see what I'm saying? Like, how can you fight that person? Like, money don't mean everything. Let me tell you how to build this business. Like, you can't tell me how to build a business. You get no results. So I think sometimes ego gets in the way with people, and you see them do like this, right up to $26,000 a year, and then plateau out. You see it at 75. You see it at 200. So the idea is to keep that sucker going, up, 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 up. That income. Okay. So what else, James? What do you think? Terry. What do you think would be a rule?
In the hot spots?
People. Like, what would keep people from doing this right here? Be nice. Don't like people. Some people don't like people.
Their self-image.
Self-image. What are my rules? Self-image not high enough.
A lot of times people think that they're being nice.
Oh, this is big. Talk to us, James.
A lot of times people come into something like, they think they're being nice. They think, they have to read that book, Civility. What's the book on civility?
It's not the ultimate guide to civility, is it?
No,
I know which book you're talking about. We've got to get that out.
It's a fantastic book.
They don't know what civil...
When I was a kid, Andy, I was taught when you answer the phone, you say, hello, Hill residents. When's the last time you called somebody's house and they did what was civil? They were taught good manners. Like, when you call up somebody nowadays, they don't do that. So we need to reoccur it to people. We need to teach them the things that they need to do because nobody taught them to do it. That's why we need an Andy Albright. That's why we need the leaders that are in this business, because I know for sure when I got in this business, I thought I was doing the right things. I was really busy, but I wasn't being very productive. Does that make sense? Like, a lot of times people come in this business and for the first 2 weeks, they're doing everything under the sun except the productive work, except the thing that's actually going to get them the results. And it's because it never occurred to them because nobody told them. Or somebody did tell them, but they went in one ear and went out the other. So we're looking for people that are hearers of the word and doers.
Hey? Whoa. Okay. All right. We're getting down to it now. We done broke the code here. David, this is huge.
Choosing Civility, that's the book.
Choosing Civility.
Choosing Civility.
Great book to read if you're not sure if you've been judged as being nice or not. Choosing Civility. Let me tell you some things you'll find if you come into our office. People always tell me, they go, my staff's just like your staff. Well, open your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to look around, Bo. Tell you what, you don't see it like I see it. Okay. All right, the first thing I'm going to tell you is, when a guest comes in, they stand up and shake their hands like this right here. Like that. Okay? You say, well, not everybody shakes hands like that. Everybody in the book Choosing to Civility, or in the book called The Ultimate Guide to Body Language, everybody does it like this. Okay? Now, in a lot of offices, let me show you how they shake hands. You ready? Okay, now get ready. This is not going to be good.
Something might happen here.
It goes like this right here. That's what you want to say right there. What the? Who the? How the? Right? Have you done that and met people like that in a hot spot? They come up like this right here.
Oh no, then
Oh, you show them how to do it.
Yeah. Nice to meet you, Andy.
Do it to me again. Let me fight it. You ready?
Nice to meet you, Andy.
Still ain't right, is it?
No, come on. A little bit.
Let's try that
You
again.
need a hug, come here.
Okay, now look at here. Look at here. How many people, listen to me, how many people got that kind of guts? Cause let me show you how this thing's going to go down. When we're out there fighting poverty, concrete wall right here, I don't need for you to go, boom, 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 boom. That's not good. Because that bravery is a little too much. Concrete wall right here. Here's what I need for you to do. I need you to step out, bam, 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 and then step back. I don't need for you brave for like 3 hours straight or 6 minutes, just for a couple of shots. Okay? How many people they'll do like this? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about right there? You see the pants just start kind of going a different color down the leg? You'd be like, it's shadow, serious moving over causing a shadow to go across. You know what I'm saying? They're scared to do what you just did with me. And I didn't, huh?
They need a bidet.
They need a bidet.
See, it has a purpose now. I told you.
You done brought a crowd up here, Mark Marcellus.
This is only a few of them.
This is just a few. Bo, you getting ready to take over. Seriously. Because the action you've been putting in, you're going to pass people. Like people backing up.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, all right, you hear what I'm saying is, you've got it. Now, people say this, don't correct people in public. And I go, okay. I don't have but so much time. You with me? To correct people. Now, if I can find people that already know how to shake hands, but let's say you don't. Now, with James had he had me crying laughing. He said, "Forgive me, I was homeschooled." And I am wrong in a lot of areas that I didn't know about. But now it has occurred to me because Andy occurred it to me, Choosing Civility occurred it to me, and The Ultimate Guide to Body Language occurred it to me. So different things occurred it to me. Okay? Now, so you got to help it occur to everybody in your hotspot. Listen to this. You know, have you ever seen me like I do it like I go like this right here, and I go like that. You're good. You're good now. You now are authorized, deputized. You are in charge of your hotspot. Okay. So if one person I walk to and give it that, like that right there, yeah, I'm gonna blame it on you.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Bam, 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 bam. I'm authorizing all of you, like that right there. You with me?
Right.
I don't know how it works, but when we were in Rome, they gave us rosary beads that was blessed by the Pope. You with me? And so I didn't know because I had some friends who were Catholics, right? So I asked them, I said, is it permissible for me to give you rosaries that have been blessed by the Pope? They said, oh yeah, give them to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. I didn't know if it's okay. I didn't want to offend because I didn't know if you could. I thought maybe they'd been blessed for me, but I didn't get them blessed because the guy gave them to me, told me it was blessed. So I told them they were blessed. So they were good to go. And I was asking him, I was like, Braden, what's the legal limit that he can bless at one time? Can he do a pallet? Can he walk like Walmart and go down the pallet and bless, 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 and like that haul at one time? And they were telling me the rules. It's kind of interesting. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
A little bit, kind of?
Yes.
Do you ever wonder that? Like, can he do like a whole warehouse, or does he have to do it per pallet? You see what I'm saying? Or does it have to be individual necklace?
I thought it was individual.
That'd take a long time. And with the power invested in him, looked like to me he could do more than just one at a time.
Maybe all at once.
I'm not again. I understand all this. I'm trying. Okay, now watch this. Are you praying for me, Christiana? Or are you going like, oh God, I hope you don't get in trouble over this? I'm just thinking through it. Because like if I took time to hit every person and tell them that they were authorized and deputized to run their hot spot, how many people would take me? Whereas if I could just do it on a TWC and just go,
Boom, yeah.
boom, like that right there, you know, and to get every one of them authorized to be in charge of their hot spot.
They're ready.
You follow what I'm saying? So, boom, everybody do it. Now, here's the thing. Some people don't accept it. They go like, I'm not in charge. Because here's what they say. I'm not in charge of my friends. I'm not in charge of my buddies. I'm not my brother's keeper. Matter of fact, they'd say something like, it says in the Bible, are you my brother's keeper or am I? And they go like, see, and they don't even know the answer. But let me tell you something. The answer is yes. The answer is you're supposed to help other people. That's how to make a difference. That's where we get it from. Right? That's where we got it from. So it's make a difference to help people. So now when you're in a hot spot and you don't show them how to do it right, you're letting the train run over them. But at least you're right in the world's eyes to let them fail. But you're not right in my eyes. You're not right in Alex Fitzgerald's eyes. We see people that talk to people and fix them. Not being me. We've had this conversation, haven't we? Mm-hmm. You're working on it, ain't you?
That's right.
Now, there's two different ways Marcus can do it. He can hire a bunch of people, and he can just find them, or he can make them do it. Let me tell you something. He ain't that good, and I'm not good. Are you taking this in? You looking like you're paying attention to this.
I am.
Okay. So what you're doing is you're hiring, and you're interviewing as you go. And you are trying to identify people. Okay? So I know a little bit about Haiti, but I know you've been here since you was 13. Let me ask you this. If I meet somebody that's never been here, and they're your age, and they come here, can you see that my identification of you versus that person I described, it's a little bit, I would be smart to identify them different than I identify you.
Yeah.
You know that, right?
Right.
That is almost like discrimination, isn't it?
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
But when we pick a 6'2" quarterback over a 5'1" quarterback, is that discrimination?
No, you ready for war.
We're ready for war.
Yes.
Okay, now, if this person is from Haiti, just came here, and they're fired up out of their mind, and they're taking action, you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. See, it eliminates everything. So although I might go, this person right here, I'm not identifying. I'm not stupid. I might be a little crazy and a little slow, a little offensive sometimes, but I'm not dumb enough to keep betting on this person over here that's doing nothing, and this person who's making phone calls, this person who's doing this right here. You with me? Mm-hmm. Now, who I bet on is people that I've been going through the years and saying this type person makes it, this type person don't. Let me tell you, the one answer is the person who's taking action makes it. So now what I'm doing is looking for people that I think will take action. And what type of people are those? If you had to judge, you tell me, what type of people usually take more action? Tell me, talk to some of the characteristics. Like if you're interviewing these people, where's the other mic? Got two mics? Put another mic over here. Talk to this lady. All right, so this is Michelle. Like, we'll ask questions. Pass it back right here. Ask questions. What kind of questions? What are you wondering about? What do we hope he says? You tell me. What do we hope he says? What's some good things that would make you think that that dude will take action? So really what you're getting ready to do is you're getting ready to judge. Ooh! Society don't want you to judge nobody. They want you to treat everybody the same. We don't have but so much time to work.
Right.
Terry.
Right.
We don't.
We don't.
We can't. We can't. If you're in a church and there's 250 people, you can't sit down beside every person and get to know them. A preacher's responsibility is to pour into fertile soil so that that person blows up what they're saying. The preacher, you say, no, the preacher should take the worst and the people that are not going to do anything. In front of the whole church, everybody gets equal time. But when church is over, we can't go to lunch with every person.
Right.
We can't say, okay, your first Sunday, then your next Sunday, and your next Sunday. But what we could do is we go like, Sunday, we're going to lunch. Lunch. How you going to pick? You with me? Mm-hmm. How does the preacher pick? How do you pick? That's what I'm wondering. Because if you ain't got no strategy, you ain't got no strategy. What are you thinking? To build this business, who to go to war, what are you thinking?
I want to find out the question that he's asking. Some questions that people ask you, they sound more interested about the business. You
Like
wanna know
what? Keep it simple. Tell me.
Okay. How do I organize my activity? When do I need to make calls? What is going on with the business?
So your
is
judgment,
TWC?
let me get it straight. Your judgment of him is the type questions he's asking.
Yes.
What about before he starts talking?
I guess that would be his demeanor.
Oh, his demeanor.
Yeah.
Tell me what's a good demeanor and what's a bad demeanor. Hey, who wants to have her judge and you don't even know what she's looking for? I want to know what she's looking for. She's looking at my demeanor.
Is he happy? Is he happy? Is he interested in what I'm saying? If I'm talking, is he interested? Is he paying attention?
That one over there, you know, he looks like it, don't he? Have you noticed that? He's got the most I'm interested in listening to you face I've ever seen in my life. I told him the other day, I said, if you half as interested as you look like you're interested, both. Demeanor. What else?
If there's a meeting going on, is he actually writing notes? Is he actually writing notes just to be writing it, or is he really going to read them and take action towards them?
All right, I'm on the phone with you, and this is you, and I'm this person, and I'm trying to find a good one. What if I tell you, like, what do you want me to say? What would be cool if you heard me say, da 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 da? What would you want me to say?
What I've heard you said on the phone is, come on, meet us. Come to the headquarters and come and meet us.
Okay, so I'm right here and I'm talking to you, and I'm trying to tell you which ones of these I like. What do you want me like? What would be ideal if I said he's got this, he's this, he's this, or would you rather me say she's this, she's this? Would you rather me say they do this? When I'm describing these people to you, what's your ideal words coming out of my mouth? Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, David, let's hear what you say. Keep listening to this. But see, this is the kind of thing that needs to happen in the hot spots across the country. I'm nice to Marie, but I'm teaching Marie. And no matter what she says, I'm not mad. I'm not freaking out. I'm listening to see if I can get her on board with the whole program. All right? Talk to me, David. What would you like for me to say to you? Like, guess what? I found this guy, this girl. What were some good things that would impress you?
I can only based on whatever history they got.
Like, what kind of history do you like to hear about? I got this guy, couple felonies. Okay, what do you want to hear? You want to hear?
Ambitious, motivated, words like that.
Yeah, ambitious, motivated. He doesn't have a home right now. Looks like he's got one shoe.
Okay.
How's it sound?
Could we work with that? Probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I said the ambition. So
Yeah.
what do you want to hear?
It's kind of hard to find because so many different people could bring so much to the table. It's not just one package that we're really looking for.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I just want to know what we're looking for. Okay. Now, what are we looking for? What would impress you if I told you this about the guy, the girl, the they?
I guess that they have responsibilities.
They've got responsibilities. This guy right here now, I'm telling you, my man's got responsibilities. You fired up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
More clarifying, I guess.
Genius. More clarifying. See, that's good right there. That's good.
Something like he's got bills to pay, he's married.
My man married, got bills to pay. Do you like that? Would you like if I said that? My man's married, my man got bills to pay. Would you be more fired up than if I said, he's ambitious? Which one's better? Huh? He's got a why. Right? Okay. What else?
So that in tandem with the ambition, the motivation, the fact that he wants
Keep the
more.
mic in one place.
The fact that he wants more than what he's got now, why he's frustrated where he is, and basically what he's shooting for.
All right. Let me tell y'all something. Thank y'all for being here. Thank you. We have people now coming to the home office every week, and we help. We make corrections. What am I supposed to do? Wait until later in private and tell him to hold the mic still? Chris told him. I told him again. You with me? We help. Okay? People that are trained here, when I interview them or when they become a speaker, they don't do this. Let me see the mic. They don't do this. Well, let me tell you something. I am from Texas. You with me? They don't. They learn how to do this because it's annoying because the speaker, the noise comes in and out when people do that. And if you watch any of the famous speakers on TV, the song people, the girls that sing and the guys that sing, they keep the mic here because they can't do that because it won't work. It makes the sound weird. You with me? So here's my point. There's about 8 points in here, which is thank you for being here and thank you for taking the time to get learned. When people come to your hotspot, do they get learned? In other words, when they come in, are they better when they left? Because if you do what you said on handshaking, if you do that, that means people that are around you get better. All right? Okay, so let's do. What's your name, sir?
Toma Banner.
Spell Toma for me.
Toma.
Toma. 100%. You're right. Now, I was just testing. Toma, who invited you out?
Terry Edwards.
This Terry right here?
That Terry right there.
Okay. Is there another Terry in the house? There's no other Terry. Okay. All right. Who you hired by, Terry Owens? Who you hired by?
Jason and Olga Mathis.
Jason and Olga. Okay. Toma, what would fire you up? Are you licensed? First of all, are you licensed?
Not yet, but will be.
You're in class. All right. Have you hired anybody yet?
Not yet.
Have you put anybody in class?
No, sir.
Have you thought about people you're going to call?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Have you called any of them yet?
Not yet.
Okay. Have you texted any of them?
No, sir.
Facebook messaged them?
Not yet.
Instagrammed them?
Not yet.
Instant purchased them?
No, sir.
Okay, all right, so this is Toma. So I kind of know where Toma is right now, right? So Toma's brand new. Let's see what he would like me to say. So Toma, this is you.
Right.
You hired me, and I've got all these choices of people, and I'm thinking I'm calling you about the best.
Okay.
What would impress you about this person right here versus this person? Like, what's something that you'd like to hear?
He's sharp. He's aggressive. He's a task completer. He's ready to go get it. He's ready to change some lives. He's ready to accomplish his goals.
Somebody like that would fire you up.
Yes, sir.
Huh? I mean that. Okay. Listen to me. I want to get my right now, our base shop outside of my hierarchy. Like, we hired Alex Abian, got a massive organization. Okay? I've hired Stephen Davies. He's blowing up like Mount Fuji. Chadwick Ray, Eric Belair. Outside of that, we've been hiring like crazy, and our business is going through the roof because of who we pick to work with. We're hiring 10 a week, 6 a week in width, at least 3 a week. But we don't work with all of them equally, okay? Chelsea, can you come up here? And this is kind of tough because they're going to tell the truth on what we're looking for. This is what I need for her to tell me. She knows what I'm looking for. What does Andy want to hear? If you call me, now this is you right here. This is Chelsea. She's one of our recruiters and trainers. And this is Andy. So you're calling me. What am I looking for down in here? What's some good traits? And Rebecca, come up here too. Am I over time? Yes, sir. What? We have been going for more than an hour and a half? Mm-hmm. Well, by God, that's insane. I thought we'd been up here about 35, 40 minutes. Y'all might be tired out of your mind, but I'm just getting fired up now.
It's important.
That's right.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what, this people crazy. Get the credit card out and buy more Airstream time. Okay? What are we looking for?
Someone young, who's fired up, who doesn't mind driving 4 hours, sleeping in their car, going to a training, attending meetings, or young at heart. We like that too.
What do we mean by young or young at heart?
Young, obviously, in age. Young at heart, someone who doesn't mind putting in some extra hours, listens, faithful, available, teachable.
Fat people?
Yes, fat people.
Fat people. We like fat
That's
people.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Faithful,
Available, teachable.
teachable. All right.
People who are ready to get moving, people who are willing to do what you tell them, and then people who are able to do what you tell them. So ready, willing, and able.
Okay. Do you ever remember me saying, really, why do you think that about them?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Tell me some things that would make me believe you.
Okay. Like, you want people who, if they're ready, they're saying, hey, what step do I take next? I've got my license. What do I do next? And then people who, when you tell them, hey, go to the hot spot or go here or do this, they're willing to do it, even if it's out of their comfort zone. If you tell them, talk to your friends, they get people to you.
Okay.
So,
All right. Have you ever done one of those contacts or glasses tests and the guy says, here or here, this lens or that lens? Have you ever done that? Which is better, here or here? And sometimes you go like, that one, not that one. Okay, if you said to me, married versus single, which one would I pick?
Single.
really, both married has
If
responsibilities.
you said, I've got a couple that are fired up, and you said, I got a single, which one would I say is better to work with?
Couple.
Which one would I say?
Couple.
Why did you say single?
I was thinking more of like single as in somebody who doesn't have to have all the baggage.
Okay.
But not like
Couple with no dogs, no kids, couple with 16 children, 3 got health problems, and mama lives with them. Couple, which one's better?
Couple with no kids.
That
no
one right
dogs.
there.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Couple with 16 kids, mama lives there. Another couple with 16 kids, mama lives there. This one's got a college education. These two dropped out, didn't get no kind of education. Which one?
College education.
That's discriminatory. Why do we think this one is better than that one?
They have a track record of meeting goals.
But they got 16 kids and mama's living there. But the choice is between here and here. You with me? Okay. Tall versus short.
Both of them.
That's a
I
politically
like
correct.
stilettos.
Like stilettos versus don't like stilettos.
Stilettos.
That's right. Tall versus short.
Tall.
Tall.
I try. I grew an inch. I did grow an inch.
When did you grow an inch?
I don't know. This whole time I thought I was 5'2", and then I got my medical exam and told me I was 5'3".
That's what I'm talking about right there.
I think it happened after I started working here.
It did. Okay, and people say like, you got to be kidding me, Andy. I go, look, I'm 5'11". I am so ticked off I'm not 6 foot. I'm not kidding you. I think those people that were born tall just plain lucky. Does that make sense? I pick lucky people over not lucky people like me. Okay, now on the other hand, a short person with massive drive and a tall person who's lazy. Which one we're going to pick?
Short person.
You. That's right. This one thinks the world revolves around her a lot. I'm just going to tell you all that. Okay. So, but you see what you understand what I'm saying is you got to know what you're looking for. You see, I didn't want to tell her that I prefer tall over short. You with me? But I promise you, when I interviewed her, I was like, Dad, gummit, I wish she was tall. You know what I mean? And so, but she, look how shoes she got on.
I don't have on my heels.
Yeah, exactly. I guarantee you when she interviews, she had on heels about like that. You with me? Which, people say, yeah, you are not like that, are you? Dude, what do you want me to tell you, Terry?
The truth.
I got to tell you the truth.
That's right.
And if I'm picking football players, I got a quarterback whose daddy is a bum, he's an alcoholic, he's messed up, he's a terrible family, and I got another one with the exact same statistics and his daddy was a coach. You with me? Now the crazy thing we say is, I don't care who your daddy was. I'm going to promote you. But I care who your daddy was if I'm working with you. You go, wait a minute, that's not right. I go, show me, don't snow me. You with me? Because the man who takes action, I'm going to work with that guy. I don't care if he's short, dropped out of high school, and his daddy is in prison. I don't care. But I know this. It often repeats itself. Track record. You with me? Now let me ask you something. Your track record. I don't want nobody to judge me on my family, my history, my height, my weight, my color, or nothing. What do I want people to judge me on?
Actions.
Action. So what are we going to judge them on?
Action.
How do we pick them? Action, results. Who we're nice to? Everybody. But when we're interviewing and they ain't took no action and they ain't got no results, what are we going to base it on? What are we going to base it on? What are you going to base it on? When I'm talking to people, I'm interviewing them. I'm saying, where'd you go to school? Is that what you say? Why? Because I want to know where to go to school. And I want to know what their education is. Because I don't want, if I had smarter person, dumber person, which one do you think I want?
Smarter.
Smarter. College, oftentimes education is an indication. Now, my man Stephen Davis, you know he didn't go to college? He thought about it. I said, why didn't you go to college? Here's what he said. I thought about it, that I was going to waste 4 more years of my life and come out making a pathetic job like most people graduate with a 4-year degree. And I thought to myself, I'll make more 4 years worth of money. And then the 5th year, I'll be making way more money than them because I have 4 years of being smart and figuring out how to make money.
That's right.
I said, well, that right there is smart. I will take that off of a college education guy who says, I don't know what I want to do. I ain't never thought about it. And I really don't want to do it. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a constant judgment contest. What I'm telling y'all is what we're ultimately going to base it on is that levels chart over there and who moves up.
That's right.
That's what I'm going to be ultimately. You got to decide out of those people out there, which ones is going to get you help up the chart. And you're now the coach. You get to pick. You get to decide. Now, number one, nice people. I'm not dealing with people that are not nice. Sarcastic, mean, putting other people down, I'm not for that. After that, it's just results driven. But before results, it's action driven. And before that is, I got to pick them. You got to pick them, I got to pick them. I was talking to vice president of a company. And he said, my son just graduated from college and he's interviewing for jobs. And I said, please God, tell him to talk to me. And he just looked at me. I said, I'm not kidding. I do not know why you want to put your son in that position. You need to put him talking to me. Because I'm recruiting. You with me? Because this guy is vice president, chief marketing officer. I want his son. Why? Because I bet you this joker drove him hard. And he plays college football 4 years. So I'm thinking, college football 4 years, and he graduated, and his daddy's crazy. That's my man right there. You can pick the bum on the street who's excited, willing to work, willing to drive, willing to sleep in his car if he ever gets one. You can keep all that hype, and I'll take my non-hype college football. You with me? So I didn't play college football. I didn't either, bro. I could jump about this high, and I run like this right here. I throw the ball, it wouldn't even hurt y'all. I had to roll it to you. You with me?
Right.
But I get results. I want to be judged on results, not who my mother is. But when I walked in, I didn't tell them who my mom was. I said, hey, how you doing, Andy Albright, North Carolina. You with me? I put my best foot forward because I didn't want anybody to get into all that other stuff. And as soon as I could, I started getting results because I knew that if I could get results, they judged on that, and they wouldn't ask me who my daddy was, wouldn't ask me if I had a college degree. All right, I have went way over and been inconsiderate to people that had other prior engagements because they thought I was going to land at 2 o'clock because I didn't know we got that far. I didn't cover all the people that are winning the BAMP trip. I didn't cover all the Good Samaritan bonus. I have saved so much information for the next TWC. Oh, or Nactivity Friday morning. Okay, guys, I love you. I'm going to wrap up just because I don't be inconsiderate, and y'all got stuff to do and family promises, and you got action to do, and you got people to go look at, and you got to find out, you got to make decisions. So, guys, go run the hot spots. Let's take over the world. Alliance is out of here. We love you. Bye.